Ready, go. Ready, go. So first the frontal plane view here. Go. Essentially, it's again, this is typical, but it's all arm driven here.
Okay.
You're trying to hit the ball with your arm strength. And also, I see the tendency of lowering the body here, and then as you pull the club down, your body is standing up like this, and then you're pulling it down, so that's why it hits the ground.
Hits the ground first. Okay.
And then down the line view, let's see here. Go. Yeah, the motion is fairly abrupt here. Yeah, it's quite obvious that you are hitting the ball with your strength here. You hit the ball with this.
Yeah.
So instead of letting it go.
Very.
And then the clip you sent to me, in that one, you were moving toward the target quite a bit, but this one, it doesn't show much of that.
I don't, like, my iron swings tend to look a lot better than my driver. I feel myself stall out. Like, I don't get off my backside with the driver in the same way that I tend to.
And then here, after impact, if you look at your posture here, it looks like you're having a lot of force acting on the trail foot here.
Right.
You're not really standing on the lead side here. So when the weight shift is not good, then you tend to pull the club down with your arms.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have good shift to this side, and then you can throw and turn around like this. But if it's somewhere between, you have to pull it down.
Pull it down.
And also at the beginning of the backswing, let's see, you are lifting the club up here. It's just a matter of developing good rhythm, and then have a good weight shift. Actually, to be exact, it's a center pressure shift, not weight shift. But so you have to push the ground by taking turns here. During the backswing, you have good loading on the right side, and then in the downswing, you have to have good loading on the left side. So that has to repeat. At the beginning of the backswing, you must have loading on the lead side. By pushing the ground, you are starting the shift that way. So it's a matter of rhythm motion. Currently, your wrist is too rigid. You have to let it go.
I hold off.
So you have to feel the motion of the club here at the wrist here, but you're holding it here. It's pretty rigid here.
Okay.
So you have to let the club go here and then throw. But it'll be better to ease your wrist a little bit.
Okay. You're saying.
Yeah, that way you will feel the motion of the club head. And also at the end, no, don't try to stop it abruptly. Okay. Let it go all the way and then finish and then go this way. So the transition should be smooth. And then what I see when you start the backswing, you're not shifting that well. So it has to be arm driven here. So when you start the backswing, if you use your body well, then you will just throw and then go around here. But because here, try just to pull the arms. So go here and then move the body slightly this way first, and then turn around, and then turn around. So when you turn this way, that turn should be around the right hip here. We have two legs connected to the pelvis, but when we try to generate rotational motion, if both the hips are moving equally forward and backward, then the whole thing is moving like this. This makes the foundation a bit unstable. So what has to happen is, when you're turning this way, this side will support the body. So the right leg will provide the foundation. So as you turn around here, you are essentially turning around the right hip here.
Okay.
And so right hip should support your body very well. instead of moving the right hip back quite a bit, really try to stand on the right side. So turn right, stand on the right side, tap here.
Tap.
Yeah, you have to put a lot of
Okay.
weight on this side. Yeah. This is what I mean.
So I like just kind of push it back.
You're just moving the
Okay. As
hip
opposed
back
to-
here. Really try to stand on the right side.
Right. Okay.
The same thing in the downswing. When you turn this way, then the left side will support the body. So the turn will be around the left hip here, and then turn around. So both ways you have to really support your body using your right side and then left side here, right side and left side.
Like so? Or?
And then turn around and stand on the lead side. Swing and turn around stand on the lead side. And then when you have a backswing, stand on the right side and then turn around the right hip here. So you have to relieve this side, unload this side, and then load the right side quite a bit. And also in the backswing, it's not like this, rather smooth motion, continuous motion. Let it go and then coming down instead of here. So you have to relax your arms. And then when you start the downswing, what you are currently doing is you move your arms up here and then try to swing the arms like this. Instead of go up, shift the body, and then throw.
Shift, turn, sort of.
So downswing turn should be done after the shift.
Right,
So turn around the left hip.
Shift.
Then turn around left hip. You are shifting too much this way.
Okay, too much.
So you don't have to shift that much. So here, during the backswing, you have shift away, and then wait. Don't try to pull it down.
Okay.
That's why you're hitting the ground. So shift away and then turn. As you turn this way, you're already recentering, while the shoulder is still turning this way. Okay, and then this is all you need. Already went too much. So again, relax. So shift away and then slightly recenter. This is it.
Yeah.
But the left leg is flexed here.
Right.
Then this creates a good condition to push the ground hard by extending the knee. From here, just a turn around here.
Okay.
So no more shift this way.
Here.
So let's put it this way here. So the shift away and the recentering is done during the backswing here. So shift away and the slight recentering, this is done during the backswing. Once this is done, as you start the downswing, no more intentional shift that way.
Okay.
Once you start the downswing turn here, no more intentional shift.
Okay.
If you mix this intentional shift and then turn, you have to use the arms here.
It's different. So it's.
Still you're shifting too much.
Too much.
So what's happening is a shift here and then.
Okay.
So
So I wasn't shifting enough before, but now I'm.
you are shifting this way too much.
Too much. Okay.
And then so the left leg should provide this braking force.
Okay.
When your body starts moving this way, recentering, then you push the ground down and this way here. So the force is acting that way.
Back.
Yeah.
Back up.
Then this horizontal force will slow down this motion and then stop it there.
Okay.
Okay. And also in the downswing, the same thing. Do not move the hip backward too much. You have to stand on the lead side. So here, go up and stand,
Just on the.
and then on the downswing swing, and then stand on the left side.
Actually get it all the way out.
That's okay. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. And then Downswing, also stand on the lead side here.
Right.
Yeah, almost. So during the backswing, the right leg will support the body. In the downswing, your left leg will support the body. Now, let's put the arms down. So we'll swing the arms back and forth. Here, don't worry about the golf swing.
Okay.
Don't move the body as if you are doing a golf swing, but simply here, you're throwing the arms out both ways. So you're throwing it both ways. You have to throw it this way and also this way. Swing. Relax the arms, turning the body, and you're throwing the arms, throw both ways. Keep the stance a bit narrower. Keep the stance a bit narrower. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, as you do this, it's not intentional arm swing like this. You have to use the body turn and just throw the arms, body turn and throw, body turn and throw. This makes big difference. Relax your arms as much as possible. So you just hang it there, and then throw the arms. No. You're not really throwing. Rather, you are just turning like this.
Okay.
When we have this figure 8 type motion here, that means you're moving your arms intentionally and then try to pull it.
Instead of on
So just throw and then touch something, throw and touch something. Again. There's a difference. When you use your arms, try to make this motion here, then your leg is just connecting your body to the ground. That's all it does.
Okay.
If you throw it, then you use the legs, push the ground, bring the hip up, and then throw the arms.
Okay.
So try to really throw the arms both ways. No. This, wait. In order to throw this way, you don't pull it down and then go here. Drop it and then throw here. Drop and throw. Instead of pull, try to swing. Big swing.
Okay.
That's why you're using your arms.
Drop and throw.
Throw. In order to do that, you have to push the ground with this side, right? Yeah.
That better?
And the same thing, that way too. Yes. And then throw this way. Yes. Now you will make it continuous. Make it continuous. Throw here, throw here, throw. Keep the stance narrow.
Once you get wide, yeah.
It's too wide.
Okay.
So when you swing back and forth, you have to maintain the stance. If your stance keeps going wider, that means you're using the arms here. And because your foot turns this way, and you just drop it, and then go this way, it gets wider. You have to maintain this foot position. Throw both ways. Throw. And then shift this way more. Here. When you're going this way here, your hip is going backward too much.
Okay.
So stand on the right side. So try to more shift laterally and stand on the right side. This side is better because you have bias,
Okay, so I don't load the back side.
So in the backswing, you tend to move your hip backward too much.
Backwards.
It goes like this. Instead,
Okay.
yeah. Really try to stand on the right side, right leg. Yeah. So this is something you have to practice a lot because you have a fairly big upper body. So naturally you are more upper body driven. That's for sure. But you have to awaken your lower body.
To get it to move as we want.
And then to develop a rhythmic motion. And then, so the key is having the image of throwing and reaching out, throwing and reach out, instead of pull and then try to swing, pull and swing, pull and swing.
Okay.
Drop and throw out.
So what's the distinction between the drop and the pull? I think that's what I'm like. So
when you pull,
Okay.
your main effort is here.
Yeah.
Using this pull all the way. So what happens on this side is if you pull it down, your body goes down.
Okay.
But if you drop and try to throw, the leg will be extended.
Okay.
So you can use the legs better. Yeah. So whether you can stand on the leg, whether you can push the ground well or not, that is determined by whether you're pulling or try to throw. So this throwing action is not just really for this upward motion of the hands, but actually that throwing motion means you're turning the shoulders. So when you try to throw, instead of just lifting the arms here, try to turn the shoulder with the leg action. Yes. And then take small steps. You can, the foot can go off a little bit.
Okay.
It doesn't have the big step, but just slightly off. And then, so with the step, maintain the stance. Okay, stance width. Then throw, 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 swing, 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 swing. Okay. So that throwing motion is timed with the steps. That means the overall rhythm is dictated by the leg actions here. Swing, 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 swing. Okay. So now the rhythm is a lot more consistent. Your motion not as abrupt as before. It's because the rhythm is coming from the leg actions.
Coming from the legs.
Yeah. So everything is timed with the leg push. So if you want to speed up and then have a faster tempo, then push, push.
Then the pushes have to be.
Yeah, push should be faster.
Okay.
Then you will be able to swing the arms faster. So let's dance with me. So swing, 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 swing. Yeah. If you cannot increase the tempo, that means still it's coming from the intense arm swing.
Yeah.
In order to increase the tempo, you have to quick push the ground quicker.
Right.
Yeah. Again. Yeah, time everything by pushing the ground. Go faster, higher tempo. Yeah. So see, the entire tempo is basically dictated by the leg actions.
Yeah.
Then you'll be able to engage your lower body more and more. So maintain the feel of throwing. But this time, instead of throwing your hands, you're throwing the rope.
Okay.
And now the rope is part of your body. So earlier, the hands were the most distal or the most peripheral body part.
Right.
Now the end of the rope is the most peripheral part here, right? You have to pay attention to motion of the end of the rope. And then throw both ways.
Okay.
Initially, just to make a big stroke, and then. Wait, it's a too rigorous. Yeah. So your goal is to generate a consistent motion like this. You can use the steps, small steps. So control the rhythm by taking small steps. Now, here, there are two goals here. One is developing consistent swing plane for motion in both directions.
Okay.
Another one is at the transition, you have to have enough time, no rush.
Can't rush it because it's so flex.
So first, the rope has to move along the same plane both ways. Currently, your backswing is a bit off from the plane. So
Is it steep or is it flat?
it's more going like this. You are pulling the hands in quite a bit.
Okay.
So again, the goal is to move the end of the rope along certain path here. Move it along the certain path here. Then your hands should make it possible here, right? Then you can go a bit faster, but still the end of the rope is following this consistent path here. And then if it's not moving along the same plane, you have to adjust your hand motion. Your hand motion is going too far out this way. So it's coming in and going out this way. So make it a bit more this way. Again, pay attention to the motion of the rope. And also, no need to move the hands out quite a bit here. Just throw the end of the rope. Throw the end of the rope. Throw it, it'll go around your body.
Throwing it.
You're trying to drag it this way.
Okay.
So give good speed to the end of the rope. Let's make the swing plane a bit flat. So stand in the middle here.
Okay.
Aim the tee here, although it's a bit short, so you cannot hit the tee, but in that direction. Make it flat. Yeah, both ways. Wait. Both ways, you're pulling the hands here. Instead, throw.
Instead of throwing it.
Throw around your body. Throw around your body. No need to go all the way here. All the way here. No. The reason why you have that is because you start the turn with the arm and the hand pull here. Instead, it has to come from the shoulder turn here. Instead of pulling.
And yeah.
You have to have shoulder turn.
How you do the?
Yeah, you can use shoulder turn to drive the rope, right? And then your arm motion will be added later. Use the shoulder turn more actively. The swing plane is not consistent.
Yeah, I can feel.
Yeah,
figure eight.
Because still going like this here. So you have to control that. In the backswing, still you are starting here with the hands close to your body, and then the hands are going away from your body here. So instead, start like this. The hands are moving away from your body more, and then going that way here.
So when they're here and I'm going into the back.
You're pulling and then go reach out here. Instead, turn around. promote good turn about the spine axis. It's more consistent, but still you're generating, in general, you're keeping the hands quite away from your body. The posture should be comfortable.
Okay.
Instead of swing like this, then you're lifting the arms quite a bit here. Instead, keep it close to your body. You're using your body to move the end of the rope, again, as we did this here. Using the body turn, you're driving everything, and then you're fine controlling the rope motion using the arms. And then now keep the hands lower, yeah, and then turn the body, and then let it go, just throw.
I let it go, I feel like I whip myself in there.
You have to give more time at the end here, in the transition. That's the second purpose. The first purpose is to maintain consistent plane here. The second one is wait until this is completed and start, finish and then let it go, finish and then let it go, finish and let it go.
Yeah, if I start pulling on it too early.
Give more time in the transition and start the turn with the shoulder turn, not the arms.
I'm still aiming for that tee
Yeah,
up
yeah.
there.
But keep the hands reasonably so that you have to feel comfortable in the swing. Yes? Here. So your downswing is a bit outward. So in the downswing, try to aim this way. So throw the rope this way, not that way. Okay?
Okay.
So that way you will be able to better match the backswing and downswing. So swing and throw the rope where I am here. And on the way down, the speed is not coming from your arm action, but rather from your shoulder action. Wind up and then throw. Wind up and throw. Okay, so here.
Was that better on the plane? Okay.
So if you have consistent swing like this, wait until the rope goes around your body and then start the swing. When you have good wind up, then you will be able to swing faster. So the effort should not come from the arm action, but rather your good wind up and the shoulder turn. Yes. That flow is better now. Okay. Swing, swing, swing. Try it again. Swing, rhythmic swing, swing. No need to hurry. Just a rhythmic motion. Yes. Now your body motion is a lot better. You are not shifting excessively. So you are working with the rope. You have this rhythmic motion here. Swing. No need to hurry. Just a rhythmic motion. Yes. Now, you're almost dancing. So again, as we repeat this, the goal is to develop rhythmic motion, particularly using your legs. Okay? And more than anything, as you swing back and forward, try to feel the rhythm. Natural rhythm coming from stepping like action. Just to throw the rope, throw, 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 throw. And then in the backswing, have a reasonable shift, and then just to recenter, that's all you need. So shift away, slide, recenter, let it go. Stay, shift away, slide, recenter, let it go.
I'm not shifting away really.
So put more effort in the shifting away instead of shifting this way.
Okay. So almost like I'm thinking of the swing, a left-handed.
And then particularly when you start the backswing, you have to shift first and then turn around. Still is a fairly arm driven here. So at the end, try to turn your shoulders more. Turn the shoulders more. Instead of stopping here and just start with the arms, turn the shoulders more so that you can start with the shoulders. As you repeat this, what happens is you're interacting with the ground. This leg push will actually promote with turn. It's not hand motion here, rather turn. And currently, the tempo is a bit too high. It's because you just stop about here. You don't give a full shoulder turn.
Okay.
Lower the tempo, make the motion bigger, and then turn the shoulders more, both ways. So decrease the tempo a little bit. And then let the rope go all the way, we're here. Let the rope, go to the top, so the rope will cross here, and then relax here. If you are holding just here, then the rope will slow down about here, and then just land here. Let the rope go all the way.
Okay.
So your goal is to, by moving the body shoulder turn, you are letting the rope go here, all the way. Again, it's a part of your body. Your focus is on the end of the rope. By letting it go around your body, let it go all the way here. Hold it as long as possible. It's still slowing down at the end. So, yeah. Let it go all the way here. Hit your chest. Your body is bigger than yes, and then so this is a bit shorter. So it may not be able to hit this here. But instead of just stop here and holding it here, that rope slows down here and then hits lands on your back. Instead, let it go all the way here.
So go ahead and let my arms travel back a little further.
Then you have to add extra shoulder turn so that make it alive and go around your body. Yeah,
Like that.
to the level. Yeah. Yeah, so the backswing motion should be continuous so that rope can go all the way. Yes. Yep. Then automatically you have more time at the top. But because you try to pull it down,
Rush
then,
everything.
yeah, it stops before it goes around your body. So keep extra time at the end of the backswing. It's the same to the end of the downswing. Both ways, when you change the direction, you have to let it go all the way and then change direction. So imagine a swing. You wait until it comes up here and then push. Wait and push instead of trying to push when it's coming up.
Okay.
So when the rope is moving this way, let it go all the way and then start downswing. At the end of the downswing, let it rest and then start the backswing.
I start my downswing while they're still. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot deeper backswing, yes. And then on the way down, you can use the shoulder turn and throw the rope. Shoulder turn, throw the rope.
All right, I think I'm starting to do it again.
Now, so the timing is better, but you tend to throw the rope this way, so throw this way. On the way down, throw the rope toward me. So you have to control which direction you are throwing the rope. You have to be aware of that, okay? Swing, and throw toward me, throw toward me. Okay. Now the connection is better. But let's see whether you are really throwing the rope toward me. I'm staying slightly left side of target, right? Swing, and throw toward me, throw toward me. Okay. Still you're pushing.
I'm still push.
So in order to bring the rope this way, then your hand should be a bit higher here, and then pull it this way to stay on the mat here. So your hands are going slightly higher here instead of going lower, or here and then swing this way. Then you can align the swing plane more to the left side. If you want to align it to the right side, outward, then you keep it a bit lower here, and then push out that way. Or you can square the swing plane toward the target. So reasonable position here, and then throw that way. You can swing the rope toward the target. As your backswing gets bigger, you turn the shoulders more, then you have the tendency of throwing the rope outward.
So my problem that I've had for a long time with my golf swing is I used to get really steep on it. So if I thought about getting it that way, I could sometimes get the club a little more shallow as opposed to this.
And also when you increase the backswing turn here, if your backswing turn is flat, then you have tendency of throwing the rope outward.
Okay.
So in order to increase the shoulder turn, if your shoulder goes flat, then it's easy to go outward.
Okay.
So while you are increasing the shoulder turn, it has to be more this way here.
Has to be more vertical, more. Okay.
So enough here so that you can nicely bring the hands this way. So you should be able to consciously control the direction of the direction you are throwing the rope. Okay?
Okay, I want to throw the point of the end of the rope right at you.
The hands, and also the end of the rope.
The hands and the. Okay.
So still slightly up. So try to bring the hands a bit closer to your body here, and then turn more this way. Then it will go like this. So it should be flatter on this side.
Flat. I get very vertical on this side.
But still the flow is a lot better now. But
Okay.
Yes. And particularly what will help on this side is if you have the feel of going this way here. This is called the forearm supination pronation, this motion here. So here, and then if you let it go this way, then you can easily bring the rope this way. If you swing this way here,
And just hold it off.
so flip it here. Okay. And make this overall plane a bit flatter. So again, it's cutting short. Let it go all the way.
Okay.
Make swing plane a bit flatter. In order to do that, you have to bring the hands more this way here instead of dropping here. So when you start the downswing, if the hands come down here, then it's hard to go flat.
Flat.
The hands has to go this way more here
Okay. More.
to make the
More
swing
flatter.
flatter. Yeah.
What I do is I pull down.
So try to have a completely horizontal swing. Let's see.
It's flat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if you can do that. This is arm. It's arm driven like this. Still keep the hands close to the body, reasonably close to the body. Okay. Swing more like this instead of
Okay.
this is all arms here. So turn the shoulder, and then gradually bring this down here. You have to control the slope. But one thing you have to be careful is that if the swing plane is here, almost the flat swing plane here, instead of doing this, you have to have really balanced swing plane here.
Okay.
If this side is low, then you tend to swing up here instead of swing. So it should be leveled here. Okay, and then flat, go a bit more steeper, and then down. Okay. Bring the hands down more. And then turn the body leftward more. Okay, still there is a tendency of outward swing plane, but the flow is overall a lot better. So let me record from this side.
Okay.
And then we'll move on to the club swing. So you should be able to control the slope and the direction as you.
So you want me to start flat and then gradually move down?
Mhm.
Okay.
Make sure you have good control of the slope and the direction, okay? Go. Use the lower body more instead of arms. Use the shoulder turn. At the end of the backswing, make the rope alive. Go all the way around your body. Okay. So overall, the motion is fairly rhythmic,
Yes, still cut it off.
but you still have the tendency of using the arms. But overall, the way the body moves is now a lot better. Go. Use the lower body more instead of arms. Use the shoulder turn. At the end of the backswing, make the rope alive. Go all the way around your body. Okay.
It seems like I'm not pushing the hip back as much.
So, yeah. So overall, it's a continuous motion. That means you have the main rhythm in place. Okay. But ultimately, your goal is to awaken your legs, so involve the legs more and more. But because you are fairly upper body dominant, so there will be a limit, but still try to engage the lower body as much as possible. Yeah, yeah. This is a mid-sized orange rib, and hold it in the middle of the grip here.
Okay.
Not too long. And then swing the whip as if you are swinging a rope.
Okay.
And then again, the goal is to have a consistent swing plane here. And then at the end, don't fight, let it go all the way. So your goal is to minimize the bending. Okay?
Minimize the bending.
Yeah. When it bends a lot, that means it's still going this way, and then you try to move that way.
And
Then
that's,
it bends.
okay.
So you have to minimize bending. That means you don't fight.
Right. Don't fight.
And then maybe bring it maybe this much here. Okay. So let it go all the way.
Okay. And
And when you have enough time at the end, So instead of go up and then try to bring this down here, just wait until this is completed, and from there just to turn around. Your body is trying to fight. Club is going this way, and then your body is already going this way here. So it's not arm motion, but you're using your body trying to stop this. So let it go. Again, if you relax, particularly when you relax your wrist and the arm, then it'll be easier. But continue this motion and let it go around your body. Finish this here, and then start the swing. Let it go, and then start. Let it go, and start, instead of.
I want to just throw it down.
So no fight, no fight. Let's go to the top. Let's go to the top. You're resisting here. Let it go more. Then drop it to this position here.
Okay.
So if
allow the arm to fold a little.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't fight, and then let it move all the way here. Okay, and then wait until this is completed. It'll be slightly bent because still you are decelerating this.
Okay.
Although you are not trying to overcome it, but you will decelerate this, so it will slightly bend, but minimized here. And then when this is completed, then you start the downswing. So it's really important not to rush down. Mm-hmm. Yep. And also, when you start the downswing, wait just a second. When you start the downswing, it's not this action here, but rather going backward. So go up here and slightly backward here, and then turn. Instead of
It's almost easier to feel it with the rope than.
yeah, the rope, because it's flexible, a lot more flexible, so it automatically goes around. So imagine Happy Gilmore.
Mm-hmm.
So if I exaggerate the motion at the top here, go up and swing.
Okay.
So the end goal of your backswing is not try to pull this down. You rather go more this way, turn the body more this way. So you'll have slightly reverse pivot posture automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. So your goal is to go there instead of quickly try to bring it down.
Better?
Just
So
repeat.
far?
Just to repeat.
Okay.
And then no need to swing hard. Just it can be a bit slower, but try to feel the flow. Hold it a bit shorter. Hold it a bit shorter. Choke up. Yeah. Feel the motion. Particularly use the wrist well. Swing. And you are shifting this way too much.
Too much?
Remember, shift more this way, and then recenter. That means you're just coming back to your initial pitch. That's all you need. And then turn instead of try to intentionally shift a lot. When you shift and then turn at the same time, it causes trouble in terms of impact. Because while during the rotational motion, you have a lot of shift motion. It just complicates the motion. So again, at the top, your goal is not to go this far here, just to have well stretched posture. If the right side is kind of straight here, push the ground, and then if the right side is straight, you have the feel of stretching the muscles here.
Right.
Come to just this position. This is all you need. No need to slide the pelvis this way. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to try to stretch the right side. Yes. So almost when you're at the top, you have the feel of standing tall over the
Yeah.
right side. That doesn't mean lifting the upper body. Just the standing tall by using the leg push here. Weight and then leg. No need to swing hard, but just feel the flow. No excessive shift this way. Rushing down.
Okay.
So essentially, currently your hands only allow the club to go about this much,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to let go a bit more.
Okay.
So you can see the head on this side here. Using the peripheral vision here, you should be able to see the head of the whip on this side. Give enough
Just lengthening
backswing.
it out.
Yeah, don't fight there.
Okay.
Oh, this time it's pushed, so that it went the crossover. So here, if you go flat here, and then try to lift this, then it goes here. Instead, preserve the club head motion here. So at the end, use the wrist motion here, and then let it continue this motion to this position instead of holding it here and then push this way. So at the end, you have to use the wrist to allow the club maintain the motion, to maintain the motion. At the end, add the wrist motion. Again, sliding too much. Always, what's important is stand on the right side, straighten this side here. This will already give you just reverse pivot posture here.
Yeah.
All you need is just, again, have the similar feel here. This side is now straightened like this. Instead of from here, that your upper body is moving quite a bit. So essentially,
The upper body is more or less staying.
yeah, this is the axle, and then your arms and club forms a chain. Okay, so the axle mainly turns, and also it maintains good dynamic balance. So when the arms and the club are going this way, then you will slightly in this way to maintain balance. When the arms and club are moving really fast on this side, it has to incline this way slightly to maintain good balance. So what the axle does is develop good rotational motion and also assume slight reverse pivot posture to maintain good dynamic balance. Then your chain is actually generating good speed around the axle, right?
Okay.
But if the axle moves in the direction you are turning, then the whole thing becomes a chain. If you try to move the whole thing, and then also the body should incline this way and incline this way, then instead of being an axle and a chain, the whole thing becomes just one chain. You try to,
Within the whole.
that's why you have a figure 8 type motion here.
Okay.
So the axle has to have good turn and then moving slightly in the opposite direction to maintain good dynamic balance, and then the chain rotates around the axle. So that means you have to limit the axle shift. And here, your finished position here. Your finished position is like this. That means upper body shifted quite a bit here. So swing. Okay. So let's have this way. Again, arms down. As you swing, so swing this way, and then here's a switch at the top here. You're touching the switch.
Mm-hmm.
You're touching the switch over here. But in order to touch the switch and have a good balance, this should be like this. The body slightly leaned this way here, and the touch. Come down, and then when you do this, similar posture here. Slightly leaned this way, and then touch the switch. So in order to maintain good balance, here, shift the first here, and then turn. As you turn and reach out, already you're going into reverse pivot posture here. And then that will give you easy recentering, and then turn around. As this goes now, your upper body has to go backward here. Yeah, to prepare for the next one here. So always shift occurs before the turn. Using that, you can slightly shift it this way and then start the turn, and then slightly moving this way and then turn. Yeah, exactly. So always the shift is going earlier than the turn. So shift first and then turn, right? But then you don't overdo this. So you have good balanced swing here. So you're always pushing the ground outward. The force will push your body inward. Using that, straighten this side and straighten this side, straighten this side. While more force is acting on here, but straighten here and then push here, and then the body is leaning this way. And then try to really throw the hands and the turn around.
Yeah,
So,
I slid on my foot from pushing up.
throw easy, relax the arms and just throw the arms. So at the end of the downswing, this is what you need to be here. But if swing and then if you finish it like this, your body is shifting too much. Okay. So again, as you swing, try to maintain good dynamic balance. Throw and then throw the hands and the club, and then maintain good dynamic. Oh, backswing is short, backswing is short. It's okay to flex your elbow a little bit. Okay, instead of just holding it here, try to let it go.
Yeah, I try to push. Okay.
So don't fight, but let the whip go all the way. Yeah, so try to build the feel of just turning the axle instead of the axle is leaning toward the direction you're rotating.
That was better with the legs, right?
Yeah. So now the club.